What is going on YouTube? Sebastian here today. Let me pause this music. Post Malone going on. In this video, what we're going to discuss is how to properly price out your services when you're creating a social media marketing agency, or whether you just want to be a web developer, because that's what I do. I develop websites for companies, and then I also manage their social media, manage their digital marketing, and that sort of stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I want to preface this video by saying I apologize for not posting a video on Saturday, which was yesterday. I was actually at a house that was just purchased from this real estate investor. He, I don't know, bought it for a few million, and so but there was no Wi-Fi, so I could not record a video and edit it and upload it, and it was in a town where it was just, I mean, it was on a 45-acre lot, and the house was awesome, but like there was no internet, so I could not upload a video, so I apologize for that. But I'm back in town. I think I'm going back in a few days, but I think he just got Wi-Fi today, so when next time I go back, I'll be able to upload. But without, you know, now that that's out of the way, basically, I want to help you guys out when you are creating your marketing agency and you want to create pricing structures, like if that's what you want to do, sort of get an understanding of how much you should go into a meeting trying to charge, strategies to actually get people to pay you a certain price and stuff like that. I'll have a list out like in my description. I'm gonna start doing that with my videos where I like title out exactly what I'm talking about. But basically what we want to do is, in the beginning, you want to take as much business as you possibly can. The reason is because you need to build up your back end, like you need to build up clients that you've worked with in the past, because when you start going into huge meetings, they're not just going to listen to the crappy salesman pitches you give them. Like what's gonna happen is they're gonna ask for, they wanna see results, they wanna see what you've done, what you've produced, whether it's running ads, how well it converted, or it's a website, they wanna see how well the website looks and stuff like that. So what you want to do in the beginning is either offer free services and then build up that and then go into the pricing, or B, you want to start charging a low price, like a low entry price at the beginning. And this is why, like, this is what I would recommend in the beginning, just so you can build up your potential or your client list, so that then you can start going into bigger meetings and say, hey, I'm already working with these companies and they're already paying me. I don't say how much, but obviously mention like, okay, I'm already providing services for these companies, you know, let me take on your ads or your social media or stuff along those lines. So for me, that's kind of what I do. Like I've taken on a few smaller websites and stuff and ads, and then after those are actually done, then I go into bigger meetings and I say, hey, look, I've just finished this client's site, it looks awesome, or I'm running ads for Christmas and this is how well they're converting right now. So what about you? You know, do you want to work? And then as far as pricing, what we want to do, like I'm gonna kind of go a little detailed into the pricing structure of my business and what I sort of do, how I price my stuff out. It's not gonna go into exact numbers, but it'll give you a general area of where you want to be charging for your services. So yeah, we'll get into that. So basically what I have is I kind of have 3 tiers of work that I do. So I do web development, that's one service, okay? I do web management, that's an optional, that's like a subcategory in web development. I can also manage it and update it every single month. And then I also do social media management, that is its separate category. And then I also do digital marketing, that is all a separate category. So basically what I do is I price everything out separately. So I'll say, okay, I'm gonna charge you 10 grand for a website. And on top of that, if you want me to manage the website, I'll charge you 500 bucks a month to manage it. And then on top of that, it'll be like a weekly management. Basically what that means is I'm going to update it every single week. If they have a report or a new project or something that they're working on and they want it on there, or if they hire some staff, I can actually input it once every single week. I would update it, and that's $500 a month or however much I want to charge. So typically with websites, I charge anywhere from like a few grand if it's not going to be hard to like 20 grand. So it kind of varies. Some clients, if I'm working with them and they've never had a website done, I can charge them probably 15 to 20 grand, because I will be having to write literally all the text for their sites and making it look professional, while also doing tons of research in other competitors' sites to make sure that I'm structuring it properly and competitively. So that's, you know, websites can get cheap if you have not much to do, if it's kind of simple, but the higher obviously it's gonna be, the more work you have to put in, the more you should charge. So if you're not comfortable with charging 15 grand, 10 grand for a website yet, like if you think that's too far-fetched, which I sort of like somewhat thought that because I went from, I think a few years ago I would make Shopify stores for people. I think in the beginning of my YouTube career I did this. I would make e-com stores for people and add products and then sell them for like 500 bucks. And that was like, I thought that was awesome for me. I was like, okay, if I can do one of these a day, I'll make, you know, 200K or $250,000 a year. And then I was like, oh wow, this is a lot of work. There should be another way to do it. So now I definitely get into bigger clients and stuff, and I've approached companies and charged them $2 grand, $1 grand, almost 10 grand. Like it kind of just depends. So what I would say is get an understanding of how well you can produce the products or the websites, that's what or the services, how well you can provide the services, and then if you have the capacity to take on that amount of income, and then work hard and make sure the product does line up with the price tag, like that it looks like it would be a $10,000 site or a $5,000 site. Make sure you can follow through with that. But that's generally what I sort of price it out like it definitely varies though. Like there's a lot in the middle for websites, and then social media management, that's going to be a different thing. So for this section, some companies like to pay based on an hourly rate. So I had a meeting where someone, instead of saying, so well, what do you charge monthly for this? They say, what's your hourly rate? And I hadn't thought of that yet. It's like, I went into the meeting and this was, you know, again, I'm not anything to where I'm a professional or I'm a veteran in social media management. So I didn't even think of getting a hourly rate, but what I could have said was like, oh, $150 an hour, $200 an hour, and then if it takes me 2 hours a day for social media management and I do it like once a week or twice a week, then that would be what, 4 weeks times 8 weeks, 2 hours, so 16 hours, that'd be $3 grand, I believe, to manage their social media a month. So then that would be a $3,000 monthly retainer. And then what we could also do is running ads. So let's say I want to run ads for them, then I would say, okay, well, if you want me to run ads, this is also going to be the cost. You know, I can explain to them like how it actually works. Like, okay, if you give me this amount of budget, I can run ads for you, and then I won't even say that. I'll just say, we'll have like a package where you have kind of a lower entry, or like I don't have to run as many ads, or if you want to go super aggressive, we can actually take on more funds and run more ads more aggressively. We will definitely get you ranked higher in Google. We will be able to showcase your site on way more platforms, including Facebook and stuff along those lines. And I, like at a higher budget, I would be able to actually create some sick ads, like videos and stuff that I could actually do. So, you know, I could explain that, like, oh, in this higher tier sort of package, you can actually have me personally create content for you guys to actually run the ads for, because I know what customers want and I've been in marketing for a while, so I know what converts. So then I can tell them, if you do want me to start creating the content, this will be all included in this package and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't like to say packages, and here's why. So, you know, having all those prices in your head is great. I have them all in my head, and then I have them written down in a document. But what you want to do is, like, when you go into the meeting, you don't want to just lay out your packages, and it's just like, it sounds too salesy. A lot of people don't find it attractive in the business. I've said this in a few videos ago. They don't find it attractive. They want you to kind of diagnose them before you actually begin to start offering your services. And I've said this again in the last video or something, but like you want to make sure you're understanding what their needs are. Like if they don't even need a social media account and you're trying to push that and you're like, oh yeah, and then we'll also offer this and blah, 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 you know, pay us this amount and we'll manage your social media, but they don't even need it. It's like, it's not something that they want you to do, then don't offer, like don't push it, because you'll just come off as again, like a bad salesman that just doesn't understand what the customer wants or what your potential client wants. So for me, I've had meetings where people are literally asking me like, oh, and also, do you do this? Like, can you build a website? Can you manage our social media? Like, they are asking me. So obviously I'm gonna say, okay, yeah, so here's my hourly rate, and then here's what that would come out to monthly. Let's just say it takes 2 hours per day to manage the social media, and I would do it 2 times a week, blah, 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 blah. This is what I'll charge. And so that's what I would end up saying, and that's kind of the gist of what I do when I'm pitching to, not even pitching, when I lay out my sales or my service prices, is I just say, okay, well, like, let's diagnose your business and let's see, do you have a website? Do you want one? Okay, your website doesn't look good. Let me recreate it and add more text on my own end. This will cost this much. Oh, you like the site content, but you just want a new website look. Okay, this will be that much just because I'm just going to kind of transfer everything over, and then I'll say, but like I'll explain to them, okay, well yeah, I can do that, but are you sure you want to stick with the same content? Like obviously it's doing fine for you guys, but imagine how much better it can be. And then, you know, I can kind of sort of sell people on creating more content for them while also charging a higher price on this website to build it for them, because I also do web development. That's like the packages, and then, you know, you can do stuff like that. And then with the marketing, you can say, okay, well yeah, we'll start with this $1,000 a month package or whatever, but then you can also explain the other ones and say, yeah, so this one's sweet, or like, oh yeah, this $1,000 package is awesome. But what you can also do is, if you get this $3,500 or $5,000 package a month for the marketing, what we can end up doing is we can end up starting to create content for you on a personal level, where we have myself actually create the content and run the ads for you, blah, blah, blah. Like do stuff like that to where you're getting them maybe enticed to actually potentially want to pay you a higher price. Like you can get companies to start paying you like up to 10 grand a month, even like higher than that. Like it's nuts that people think it's something super far-fetched. Like I love how people have been trying this business model for like a year and haven't had any success. Like if you can produce results, it's pretty simple. I would say if you haven't even like sold or gotten one client, go and do stuff for free. Like if you know anyone who has a business and they want work, or like maybe they want a website or something, go build a website and then run literally some entry-level ads, like just basic Google ads and basic Facebook ads, maybe promote some posts, maybe post some things on Instagram, and get their followers up by promoting a few pages or a few of your pictures, and get the likes and stuff like that, and get a tons of engagement. What you can end up doing is, once you build up this client list where you can actually showcase what you've done, it's very easy to start closing clients. I think that's what a lot of people fail with, is they try to go in and pitch hardcore with the first meeting, and it's like when someone asks you for results and what you've done, and you've never had a client, what do you say? You kind of get frozen and you're like, well, currently I don't have any clients, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, go work for free, go get clients to maybe not even pay you. Like just say, hey, I want to build your website, and then in turn, I want to use you as a referral. If someone ever asks me like, what have I done? I want to send them to you. And if they agree to that, then great. It's going to take a little time to do the stuff, but it's like, it's all worth it, because you're setting yourself up to have a successful business. There's stuff you have to do like this to actually start building up your client list. You want to make sure you're building these connections and kind of building a place to showcase what you've done, because if you have no past work, how are they going to differentiate you from any other marketer who is coming into their business and saying that they can generate tons of income for their business and make their website look professional and blah, 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 like all this stuff. Like that's literally what I had happen to me in one meeting. They said, okay, well this is literally exactly what the last website development company told us. Like they were gonna have, you know, 24/7 support if we needed anything with our website, and they were going to be able to help us with the websites, and they could edit it whenever they want, or whenever we wanted them to, and we would be, you know, working together. And then they were like, and that did not happen at all. So what's different from, you know, myself than that other company? And I explained to them, I said, okay, well, look, I'm not a huge marketing agency as of now. I have, you know, 2 clients right now, and I work with them in depth. I've FaceTimed my client, I've called my clients all the time, I text them all the time, email, whatever it may be. I talk to my clients all the time because I want to make sure I'm producing a great product for them. I don't want to make money on something that does not work and that is not effective with my clients. It just does not feel right in my head if I'm charging people something that they're not completely satisfied with. That is not how I operate my business. And I tell them that. I'm like, I do not want to run you know, a rip-off business. I want to run a sustainable long-term company that builds long-term rapport with my own clients. And then when I tell them that, then I say, look, check out these websites that I've made. Like, these are things that I've made in a fast amount of time, that I've also like taken a lot of time out of my day to make, but also perfected them to where I can have them to where I have them optimized for mobile and desktop perfectly, so that they aesthetically please all the viewers and all of your potential customers, no matter what platform they're on. And I kind of explain to them, like, I'm not here just to take your money and run away and like not even provide a solid product. I'm here because I want to take on the project of building your business and growing it digitally, and that's kind of what I try to explain to them. So that's what I urge you guys to do as well. Like, don't go in there and say like, hey, you know, let's just pay me money and I'll provide you like these services. Like, make it seem like you're trying to genuinely help them, because you should be. If you're not trying to genuinely help these companies grow and better themselves and become something else, then you shouldn't be in this business, because we're not in the business of taking people's money and running entry-level ads. We're in the business of making a company that was ranked on the 17th page of Google now be the top company on certain key terms on Google, and make their revenue skyrocket. Like, that's what our goal is. That's what the goal of marketing is. So that's gonna be my video for today. It's kind of like how to price out the stuff. Like, it's not in-depth, like, okay, if there's a website for this, charge $2,000. If there's a website like this, charge $8,000. Like, I don't want to make it like that, because it's all with your judgment. If you understand like how much you can charge companies and how much they're willing to pay, and then also so there's some stuff like that people can write off certain things, and so they would be willing to pay more, and people also have like can get reimbursed by other things. Like, it gets kind of complex when you get into that stuff with funding with companies. But if you can, like, I don't know how to explain it without giving away a few things, but yeah, if you can get into that, like, that's where there's a space I'm in right now that's making me a lot of money, just because the companies are able to get reimbursed for the money they spend because of certain reasons. So it's like I'm able to make a lot of money right now. So that's sweet. But that's actually gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. And again, I am sorry for not posting yesterday. I'm trying to get this video up. I mean, right now it's noon. I have my brother's birthday at, it's like he turns 24. It's at 3 p.m. So it's in a few hours. But I'm gonna edit this video, edit the thumbnail, throw it all together, and upload it onto YouTube. So I do hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button and comment below what you enjoyed about this video. And if you're not already subscribed, please click the beautiful looking subscribe button below. Other than that, have a good one. Peace.